In this lesson, we're going to take a look at copying and pasting. It's one of the fundamental skills that you can use basically the same way across the board in not every single app, because not all apps support copying and pasting, but all the ones where you can write generally, like say the Messages app, Notes app, your email, so forth, you can use copying and pasting. So I'm just going to demonstrate using the Notes app, but again, it works the same basic way regardless of whatever app you're in. So how do you copy and paste? Well, it's pretty simple. You just want to go and let's say you've got some text that's already written, and I just put something in here for this purpose. So I'm going to tap and hold my finger down on this word here, just any of the text, doesn't really matter, and you see if I hold down my finger for about a second, you'll see this sort of it's like a loop, I guess, like a jeweler's loop, a little magnifying glass basically, that will appear over the words, and that indicates that the process has begun. You can see that circle at the top of my fingertip. So I let go, and you don't have to hold it that long. I just was doing it while I was demonstrating, of course. And it has selected the word example, and there are three buttons: copy, select all, and define. Define is not really directly related to copying and pasting. It, of course, it allows you to get a definition of the word, but it still pops up. So I tapped out. You'll notice that what I did is I tapped off that little window, that little definition bubble that appeared. I tapped outside of it, I got rid of it, and then the word example is still highlighted, and it has these bars on either side. There's one on the right, one on the left, and I can tap on either one of those and it will bring that menu back, or I can tap and hold on one of those and drag it and it will change the selection. So let me go back to this one, drag it, and you can see how I've now selected the entire line. So at this point, because there's multiple words, I don't have the define button anymore, but I have copy and select all. So I can select all, and that would just select everything on the screen, everything on that app. Or if I hit copy, it's copied it. So now might have noticed that there's no paste button that's appeared yet. There's a reason for that. You won't get the paste button until you tap in there somewhere where you can actually write and the keyboard appears. Paste only appears once the keyboard is available and visible on the screen. Now I'm going to drop down a couple lines. I'm going to hit the return key just to get me down here, and I'm going to tap, release, and now you can see the paste button is there. Paste, and there's the example text that I just copied and pasted. And that's pretty much it. You can also double tap on a word to get it highlighted. And there's one other thing we can see here that suggests, I'm going to cover that in another lesson, but you've got cut, copy, and paste, and we already have seen copy and paste. Cut is almost exactly the same as copy, but it removes the original. And if we get rid of the keyboard using that button down here, double tap, we'll notice cut is also missing. It's only available when the keyboard is there. So if I tap to get the keyboard, I can then double tap on a word, and I have the cut option. One little thing last thing to mention here is when the keyboard is open, there's another little bit of a difference in the way this behaves. If I tap, previously, like if I get rid of the keyboard and I tap on a word, tap and hold on the word, I should say, then it will select that word. However, if I tap, bring the keyboard up, and I'm just tapping outside of the word instead of on top of it, and that brings the keyboard up in the empty space. Now, if I tap and hold on a word, instead it brings up this little sort of loop. It's like a magnifying glass, and it allows you to position the cursor. But because the keyboard is open, it assumes you do not want to select the entire word when you tap and hold. It assumes you want to position the cursor just like I'm doing here. I can drag along and position the cursor anywhere I want, and add some text. And then, so if I want to select a word while the keyboard is open, I have to double tap it, just like that, and then I can cut, copy, and paste. And that's what I wanted to show you in this lesson.